Hey, welcome to Eric and Sawana's Eye on Anthem. We're pretty excited today. We got the Diamond Guys.
Great lineup, yeah.
Scotty Z,
Yep.
Scotty B, Scotty D. What do we call you these days?
Scott is great. Scott Zychowski is great. Scotty Diamonds is fine too. Whatever you guys prefer.
Scotty Diamonds.
Yep.
Yes.
A lot of people call me Andrew because of the jewelry store
yeah.
name, and I just go with it. But it is my middle name. Little fact.
There you go.
Really? So
Yeah.
you could use that name.
Glad to be here. Yeah.
Who is Andrew?
Andrew's my dad. Andrew's my father.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy.
Yeah, he's
he started Andrew Z, obviously.
Papa started
Came
Andrew
from,
Z, right?
yeah, New
Yeah.
York, right?
Yep. Yeah. My grandfather started. His dad and Polish immigrant. Had 4 stores in New York eventually, sold them off. My dad had a large store in New Jersey for almost 40 years and retired, came out to Anthem, Arizona, sunshine weather, and then I bought the business from him about 7 years ago, and me and my wife Jessi own it now. So
What year did your dad come out? I remember like early
21
Anthem
years
days.
ago. Yeah, which is crazy. What is
So
that?
04,
Someone do math.
05-ish?
04. Nope.
Nope,
Not your strong point?
not my
Yeah.
strong point.
Yeah, we were one of the originals, and you were
Yeah.
there as well earlier.
Oh, yeah. I was there. I bought in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there early. Well, that's why I started the chamber, because there was nothing when I got there, and we actually moved there. My wife's like, I can't live here. There's nothing here, like just a Safeway, because Safeway had just opened when we moved there. And we put our house up for sale, and my neighbors took my sign down. They're like, you guys are not moving. So we're
Wow.
like, these are great neighbors.
Yeah.
But let's give it a year,
Let's give it a
plug
minute.
in, try to make
Yeah.
stuff happen. And we plugged in, and after the first year, I mean, it was like, all right, we're staying, and because stuff started opening, and
Yeah.
Franco's, whatever you want to call it, opened, and Cool Cones and Dogs, all these businesses started opening, and it just became the
Yeah.
place to be, and it was fun.
Yeah, Anthem was, I mean, the early adopters were like pioneers. You really had to see a vision of what it could be because, it was, they had pretty maps laid out and pretty model homes built and all that stuff. But when you look beyond those 7 model homes, there was desert and you were far away from everything. So it took a lot of vision. And then to say, hey, I'm starting the chamber. I don't know if you guys know that, but yes, Eric Killstrom started the chamber with whom? Was it you alone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was my idea. Then I coerced a couple guys, Don
Cool.
Whitman, Thad Kirkendall, and
Justin, yeah?
well, Justin came to the first meeting. I already had
Oh,
everything
okay.
set. Well, that's what I was going to tell you earlier. So I called the Carefree Cave Creek Chamber, and I said, hey, I want to start a chamber in Anthem. Will you help me? And they're like, nope, you can just join ours. And I'm like, well, that's not what I want to hear. I want to.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say that earlier. I wanted the Anthem Chamber.
Yeah.
So then I made a call to the Greater Phoenix Chamber, just left a message.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if you've heard this. And then I get a call back 20 minutes later. Eric, this is Stuart Banks. I'm the CEO of the Greater Phoenix Chamber, and I'm an Anthem resident. I'm like, yes.
Perfect.
He's like, I will help you do whatever you want.
That's very
And
cool.
so we had our first meeting. I'm like, come up. Him and I had a meeting. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything except network
Yeah.
and meet people, and you guys run it all. He's like,
Done deal.
this is what we do. So
Yeah.
we just put it together, and it started as 4 people, 8 people, 20, 40, 60, 80. And we got up to like almost 295 members at one time.
Very strong.
It was like,
That was a lot.
yeah, I called it the Roaring 20s back then. Like,
It was. Anything went. People were doing deals out of their kitchen. My dad, one of them, like before we even had our store, he was doing appointment only. And before that, he literally would have people over to the house and, hey, I need a pair of diamond studs for my wife. And he'd swipe the credit card at the thing. He'd have a couple Coronas for him. And
Yeah.
everyone was on vacation. That's
it was
that's
crazy.
what's-
Well, everybody came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it was like a melting pot, and everybody we'd be in the street until midnight with our neighbors, coolers out in the street,
Yeah.
kids playing, and it was just,
We were on vacation,
yeah,
right? How long does it feel like
Resort
you're on
town.
vacation for when you guys moved
it was
here?
wild.
For like 2 years for me, I felt like it was not real life.
Yeah.
Literally, we would hang out by the pool. I'm like, why is no one up here? It was just us. We were reading newspapers at like, 7 at night, just enjoying the heated pool at the country club. And it was just awesome.
Right, it was. So did you know from early on that you were going to be in the jewelry business?
It's a great question. I mean, I grew up, I always tell people my Legos, most kids had Legos. I had a box of old watch parts from my papa. And I literally would just sit there and take the watches apart and try to put them back together, and it would not work. And I remember one of the coolest moments is I was probably 7 or 8 years old. My dad let me sit at the bench, turned on the torch, and taught me how to solder a little gold jump ring together. And when I saw the solder flow over the seam of the jump ring, I was like, that was cool. I just made that little gap close up. Now it's one solid unit. So I always loved tools and being around that stuff, but I talked too much, and I knew that I needed some social aspect and just to sit at the bench. So I went to college. I went to business school, got my business degree from Montclair State University. I went to Arizona State for one semester when we first moved out. Realized I didn't love Arizona right then, so I went back to New Jersey, finished that degree, realized Arizona was actually pretty nice. Moved back here with Jessi at that time. And I was like, all right, Dad, I don't know what I'm going to do. He got me a job at Wells Fargo right before I moved out. And we worked at the Education Financial Services Department for Wells Fargo right off of Deer Valley. And so it was pretty much student loans. Dad told me, go get a corporate job. Make sure you don't love that world first. Even if it's not right there, at least you'll see it before you're in the family business. So I was in there for 2 years. I got 3 promotions within that time, and Jessi the same. And then we were up for our final promotion together, and we went into our boss's office. She was amazing. Shout out Carol McDowell. She's a phenomenal person. And she goes, okay, which one of you wants the position, which was call center supervisor? And I said, actually, I'm leaving. Jessi's going to take it. So Jessi stayed there for 10 years, got the insurance, the benefits, all that stuff. And that allowed me to, take a little pay cut and go work with Dad. And, that was probably one of the most sage advice that he bestowed upon me is go see something else. Because if I had started in the family business and you're there till 2 a.m. or midnight some nights and you're grinding away, most people would be like, what am I doing here? This is not a good life. But I saw it as I was at Wells Fargo and I couldn't do everything that I wanted for the customer because of certain restrictions and stay in your lane, stay in your department. They want, worker bees there for sure instead of leaders. And it made the decision that much easier for me to step away from the comfortable paycheck. And I probably could have made a really great career at Wells Fargo, but my heart wasn't in it. So the money didn't matter at that point. So then when I joined Dad, we just started to slowly build off of each other, and we grew the business, and that's kind of what led me to where I'm at now. And if I wouldn't be here if Mom and Dad didn't say, you can't work for us yet. It would have been too easy.
Yeah, that's an awesome story. My parents gave me the opposite advice. They told me, go get a job at the state, get a great retirement, and you'll enjoy life. And I'm like, that sounds miserable, Dad.
Miserable. Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. Like, I'll figure something else out.
It's an old school, it takes all types in this world, right? Like we are all, the three of us, entrepreneurs in some respect, right? We like getting rewarded for our successes, and we have to own the failures that we, get out of the world. But that's what makes us grow and get better. And there's people that don't want that on their shoulders, and that's totally okay, because we need those people too to, sit there and do the daily ops stuff. We need people to be organized, and your systems and your techie people, all that stuff. So I just happen to be blessed and cursed with the mind that there's more out there, and whatever I'm able to do is really unlimited to what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah.
And I think you guys probably feel the same way. I've known you guys for a long time, and I've seen the chances that you guys take and put yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's weird because I always feel like I can do more.
Same.
And then I look back and I'm like, I've done a lot. And then
Same.
I'm like, but I got so much more to do, and so much, when am I going to get tired of doing stuff? Like trying to break barriers, and you never get tired of it. Like you open more stores.
Yeah.
And that's huge. Congratulations. If you didn't know, we got DC Ranch, we got Carefree now, Spanish Village, check them out.
Yep.
And more stores coming maybe, or?
Yeah. I kind of move at the pace of what my family can tolerate and what I can, handle the stress from, for sure. Growth it's an interesting thing. I think when you're wired a certain way, I know it's been said 1,000 times, but you bite off more than you can chew, and then you figure out how to chew it, right? And this most recent store has shown me that it's way more work than I ever could have thought of having 3 locations. Even though I'm not in the daily ops anymore, there's still more people to manage, way more inventory, new markets, 3 different markets with similarities, but with trying to keep the same business model intact and say, well, this is great now and I can run these 3, but my mind can't stop but think, is this repeatable again and again and again? And Jessi's so funny, my wife. She I don't want to say funny. She can't.
Too late.
You're not funny, Jessi. But Jessi really, she keeps me in check. And whether it's your friends or your family or your spouse or whatever, they have to check you sometimes, and sometimes that's not cool. And she asked me, I think right before I opened up my second location in Carefree, she goes, "Are you happy?" And, you know, when she asks me something like that, I try to reflect, because obviously I may not be portraying that I am happy. And she goes, "Well, you keep moving and you keep wanting more and more and more. Is there an end line? Is enough enough?" And I thought about it for like a day or two, and I said, you know, that's a great question. I know I'm happy. And then after the couple of days, I went back to her. I said, like, I've never been happier. Honestly, I love moving goalposts. I love adjusting things. I love having different freedoms, not more freedoms, but different freedoms to go spend time with my family and be intentional about the time that we spend together. So yeah, I can look people in the eye and say, I'm happy. Am I stressed? Yes. Sure. Do I have a lot going on? More than a lot of people, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
You're built like that.
I think I don't know if I'm built like that, but I'm building towards that, right? Like, you adjust your tolerances, like you said, Eric. Like, you look back, you feel like you can always do more, but you look back and you did a lot. But at that time, 20 years ago, did you think you'd ever be able to be where you're at now? And it's probably no. Could that version of yourself handle the things that you have on your plate right now? Probably no. So you've built yourself up, and it's from moving that goalpost that you become a better person or not, or you become a real shitty person. And, that happens too sometimes. And hopefully I'm not that, but you have to look yourself in the mirror and check yourself, and have your people check you too.
I know how important family is to you, and balance, and taking that downtime. And when you take downtime, something that I respect greatly about you is that you take downtime. Like, I'm not plugged in right now. Like, you're right to your kids and family. So how, with the expansion, are you balancing that? Yeah,
that's a very, it's something that it's probably one of the most hard things that I'm most hard on myself for. Again, I always feel like I can do more of being unplugged from my phone, because I am on it. I've even had to have conversations with the girls. We can be in another state on vacation or whatnot, and I say, like, "Dad, why are you on your phone?" I said, "Well, I can be at work and answer all the questions, or I can be here in the next 15 minutes. I have to be on my phone or take some phone calls, handle what I need to, and then 3 hours from now, I'll hop on another phone call and handle what I need to." So trying to teach them about compromise too. So I think with the intentional little things in life to the big trips that we do, we always try to do a handful of trips a year, just as a family, the four of us. We always try to do family dinners. One non-negotiable for me is in the morning, I go and Jessi and I drop the kids off at school together. It's 15 to 20 minutes worth of time where I could be doing meetings and whatnot, but some of the best conversations spur in those 15 minutes in the morning, where the kids are like, slightly pissed off they have to go to school. Totally. We're all tired. I've got my coffee. I'm the passenger princess. Jessi's driving, and she's going to go work out, and I'm going to hit some meetings. But that time is carved out, and my whole team knows that's what I do. And then one thing that was really, I think, one of the needle movers for me is I really wanted summers with my family. And to say you could take a whole summer off right now is very difficult. I can do that, which is crazy. And I thought it was crazy. That was the pie in the sky, big, goal for me to be able to do that. I'm like, how do I do that? All right, well, I need people, and then I need processes, and then I need fail safes of what can I do. So when we got a place in Flagstaff 5 years ago, I was close enough to where I could come back home, so that was that reasonable distance to where I could be up there on vacation, but if they really needed something or next day, I could be back home. And then everybody else, now they want me to go. They want me to go feel refreshed, because honestly, who wants their boss hanging around all day for the whole year, breathing down your neck?
Grumpy,
and it's kind of a nice break for everybody, and they get away. And you know, whether it's hiking in the pine forests up there or just sitting on the back porch drinking our morning coffee and hanging out together, it's something that was very important to me. So taking that time. Do you guys carve out time or have any rituals that you have done with your kids when they were young? Or
for me, it was letting a lot of things go, like all the additional responsibilities that I didn't necessarily need to do, that I thought that I needed to do or be spending a lot of time on, like joining this, joining that, being president of this, being president of that.
Not you.
And not me. And once I did that and I realized that I could just really be home more and just be more intentional with my family, it changed everything. Like, they now come first always. Whereas before it was like, well, you're building, so you have to do all of these things in order to get where you need to go and move the needle. But I don't necessarily think that that's true. I think that you can do both at the same time and balance your time a lot better.
Yeah, balancing is, I'm looking at the picture right past you from 05 when I coached.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he was cute, wasn't he? Now he's a big, he's 28.
listening.
He'll be 28 this month.
That's crazy.
Way smarter
So that
than
was-
you'll ever be, Eric.
100%.
They all are. Well, not that one, the other one. Because my 24-year-old's an attorney now, and this one
That's awesome.
works for me, with me. So I'm like, that's not a smart move.
Well,
You don't
that's
wanna
what
work
me and
with
my
that.
dad did.
Yeah.
Yes, but we try to, every July I get my entire family from back east. We rent a house in San Diego, and we go there for 10 days with 30 cousins and their kids. And so that's my intention of those 10 days is like, those are the only days I really want off, because
Yeah.
you know, people want mortgages all year long, and people are buying houses, and
Yeah.
you got staff and teams that need you. But I tell my family, 2 hours here, yeah, same thing. It's like, I need 10 minutes, and then you got me for 2 hours, and then I need 10 more. And that's the beauty about being self-employed and having this.
You can.
You can do that. Like, if you worked at Wells Fargo, you're in a cube 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and you might
gotta
be able to get a
request time
text
off,
off, or
yeah.
you have to walk outside to take a call to your family, and you don't get what we get from.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Yes, I work 60 hours a week, but it's not 60 all at one time.
Yeah.
10 minutes here, 10 minutes, you know, I can do what I want. I can go to the gym. If I want
It's
to go to the gym,
mostly on
work
your
out
own
at 10
terms.
o'clock, yeah.
Right.
That's the big difference between being employed and being in, you know, the mindset of that we have. But some people don't want that. Some people need the railroads.
Yeah.
I'm just get on the tracks and ride.
I have a complex. I swear. I don't know what it is, what happened to me. I hate when people tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I can't stand owing anybody anything. I can't stand obligation. And I'm not saying in the fact of like, hey, we're going to dinner. I love that. Like, that's, you know, we have plans. That's all good stuff as long as it's somewhat on my terms. But I'm so protective of time and boundaries. And I know we chatted about discussing some of these things. And if you're okay, we can roll into that.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something about saying yes to everything, right? Especially in the beginning. Hey, can you sponsor this golf event? Yeah, I'm there. Can you come volunteer with these Girl Scouts? Sure, I'm there. I'll help out. You know, do you want to hang out after work or go to a chamber networking thing? Yeah, I'm there. 1,000%. Like, we wouldn't miss a thing, right? I think that goes true with all of us. You have to decide if you want to front load your career, in my opinion, front load it with that stuff, or be mediocre the whole time. And when you put in the work up front, my dad would always say, if you work hard for 4 years in college, the next 40 will be that much easier. And that never stops. It's not just college and you're done, or no college. That doesn't matter. It's if you work hard for the next 4 years, if I work hard on the next 4 years with these 3 stores, what's going to happen over the next 40 because I worked hard, right? So delayed gratification. And to do that, you have to truly respect your time in every aspect. So I find myself saying, and I used to feel very guilty about this, and I would almost be embarrassed to say no to some things.
Yeah.
Even hanging out with friends socially. And Jessi is very social. She would go hang out most nights of the week with people. So when I get home, and she's a great compliment to me of when I get home, she calls it my social battery. If my social battery's drained and at 0, it's okay. We don't have to go. Or I can say, hey, Jessi, why don't you just go off and go? And she's like, no, I could tell. Let's just spend some time together as a family. So we'll sit there, we'll turn on Seventh Heaven. I don't know if you guys remember that show.
Oh my God.
Some family sitcom or something stupid, you know, and just be. But setting those boundaries, are you guys able to easily tell people no these days?
Now
You are?
I never did, obviously, like, you know that.
Yeah.
For the same reasons. And then I would feel so guilty, you know. Even now, sometimes I feel guilty depending upon what it is, but I think that it's a lot easier for me to just, like, think about, and it's not something that you have to say out loud to them, right? But this doesn't align with what, like, my current goals are, right? And that's okay. There's somebody else out there that it does align with, and that person will step up, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to be everything to everyone.
Your true friends and the people that truly want to see you succeed can respect that.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. No, I still
You shook your...
Yeah, I still struggle with saying no to people when I know they need me or want me in an event or fundraising. But like you, my wife, I have FOMO, she has JOMO. She has the joy of missing out. She's like,
that's Eli.
I'm like,
that's
geez.
awesome.
Like, her family invites us to dinner, and she's like, no, I don't want to go. I'm like, this is your family. I haven't seen them in 3 weeks. She's like, it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not all right. She's like, yeah, it's all right. I'm like, okay, if you're all right, it's your family.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to stay home.
Yeah.
So, but she balances it, and I still struggle with, like, I'll have a calendar and I'll have 9 appointments, and I'm like, why did I say yes to all this stuff? You self-realize afterwards of saying that you do struggle. A couple years, my New Year's resolution was to say no more often, and I've never been able to keep my resolution. Like, it's a problem.
Yeah, it still is a problem in my life. I still want to show up for people. But when we say yes to everything, there's other things that get sacrificed, for sure. And when you say yes, you immediately don't give those other, things an opportunity to grow, whatever that may be. Even if it's selfishly, a lot of times it's selfish. It's on my time. My social battery is drained. I can't do anymore. I'm here for, 18 employees, and I'm here for 8,000 customers a year, and I'm here for my family, and I'm here for that. You got to be there for yourself. So even if it's just taking a minute, dude, I love my naps. Yeah. I don't care. Give me a 15-minute, 20-minute power nap. I'll fall asleep on the floor right now. Like, this carpet looks very comfortable. I was scoping it out. You don't need my permission, Eric, but try to remind yourself it's so easy to just say yes. It's difficult to say no, but if you do it consistently, other people will step in, like you said, Sawana, and they'll fill the gaps where you thought you were needed and just wanted, and they might do a better job of you being there instead of you being there anyways. That's what I've realized. Like, my team, if you wanted an appointment with me, I will be glad to have an appointment with you, but I promise my team is better than me.
Right. No, that's what you work so hard to get your team to be there. Guys who work for me are 10 times better loan officers than I am or ever was.
You know what it's supposed to look like at the end game, and you may have some crazy strategies in your head that you've done over your however many years in mortgage, right? Of, hey, this is a unique scenario. Have you looked at it this way? Oh, no, I didn't think about that. That's where you swoop in and, and wait for the phone call. But
that's what we're trying to get every day.
Reignite that.
Time, freedom, money.
Yeah.
Time, freedom, and money.
Isn't that what most network marketing things tell you? You want your time, freedom, money?
Yeah.
Just sell this product.
Extended warranty.
Yeah, it doesn't come easy. It's a long game, that's for sure. It's something I've realized too. And I'm sorry if I'm monopolizing, but I'm the guest, right?
Yeah.
So that's
you can do whatever you want.
This is for you. Yes.
Yeah. No, this is for hopefully all of us. It sounds like Eric's going to walk away with. He's going to tell me no.
Oh,
next
trust
time.
me. No. It's a battle every day of me saying no, because
I think something else I wanted to touch on is your friend circles, your friendship circles, your social circles, your business circles that you operate on. Mm-hmm. And it's so obvious. Everybody says it, right? Like, you surround yourself with good people, you'll succeed. And our buddy Travis Ringy, shout out to him. He's been a tremendous mentor, whether he knows it or not, for me on a personal level. But he just, he's given me so many little tidbits over the years that I've known him. Just keep surrounding yourself with successful, good people. Yeah. And you will become a successful, good person. And your circle determines your ceiling. And by having having Travis in my life, I never knew scaling a business was possible in any way, to be honest. I'm like, all right, I got one shop that's a lot on my plate. That's perfect. That was my ceiling, right? That's all I thought that I was going to do. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I said, what if I just tried to push myself? What if I kept reinvesting? And you start hearing more from other people that are trying to do the same thing, right? And you have mortgage people that you look up to and that have thought creatively and a little differently, that have pushed you to succeed the way you have. And, same with you too, right? You surround yourself by these other people with greater business acumen than you have had access to. Yeah. And now you're giving yourself permission to have access to, as long as you respect the circle and contribute in some way. You just really, sky's the limit, but there's sacrifice that comes with it too. If you want to make the money, you got to work hard for it.
Yeah. It's funny. I just told my boys last week, I said, you need to hang out with 9s and 10s, get rid of the 2s, 3s, and 4s out of your life. Like, look at every friend and say, is he a 9 or a 10? I don't have time for him anymore. Or you tell them, if you want to be a really good friend, and say, hey, if you want to keep hanging out, raise your floor.
Yeah. Not
your ceiling, your floor.
Right? What's your standard?
Yeah, because your ceiling's unlimited. Your floor is where your bottom is, and it's like, come on. So, yeah, we've been having a lot of discussion around these boys and getting up there.
How old are your boys?
28. Griffin will be 28 March 25th, and Grayson's 24.
I keep going. I'm throwing Andrew Z quotes in all day long because obviously it's what's stuck with me.
Well, yeah.
But when I was in my 20s, he goes, "Don't be the last one on the bar stool." I'm like, what do you mean by that? He goes, picture all your friends, every single one of them. We had a big group. There's like 15 of us sitting all at a bar having a good time. There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? One friend goes off. He found a girlfriend. Now he's getting married. Okay, see you later, friend. You're sitting there. Another guy, he's going to be an accountant. He's got a great job, and he can't hang out at the bar as much. His point was, when you look on your right and your left and it's just you still sitting at the bar, you missed out. Mm-hmm. You were having fun for too long. And that goes true with exactly what you said. When you have that friend around you that is still doing that stuff and whatnot, and within you, not in a pompous way to say, hey, I'm going to be this great big thing one day, but in you, something doesn't feel right of just continuing the party on or whatever that is. And, whether they're lazy or, they don't have good habits or whatever that may be, if you keep sitting on that bar stool next to that person, you are going to become that person. So who I'd rather have on my side? I'd rather have Sawana. I'd rather have Eric. I'd rather have people like Travis, my dad, Justin Simons. I'd rather have good people by my side so I can absorb some of that, and it just pushes you to be better because that's my standard now. So you're doing the exact thing. They'll be quoting you one day on a podcast.
Hopefully.
And all the sage advice.
It
doesn't make sense at the time when you're a kid. You hear this stuff and you're like, all right. But then, you start to mature and man, all those old things start clicking again.
And it's letting go of guilt that's associated with that, right? Like, you don't want to make, like you said, it's not a pompous thing. I'm not trying to make somebody feel bad. Like, everybody's story is their story, and it doesn't impact me unless I let it impact me. And I just immerse myself in that. Instead, I would rather continue in the trajectory I'm going on and be comfortable with that,
We all have families, right?
Yeah.
That family time is important. Everybody knows that. The friends that I truly look forward to seeing, hey, we've got a dinner date with so-and-so, we're going out to see them, we're, spending time with this couple. The ones who I get really excited for are the ones I haven't seen in a couple months. Mm-hmm. When you start playing that out, every weekend is just, hanging out and drinking and doing that stuff, like it's not fulfilling for me. My family, it doesn't move the needle. So it's just, it's a polite excuse or a pullback, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the real people that support you again and want to see you win, right? Yeah. Like they'll be like, that's okay. Let me know when you want to hang out.
Yep. Let's see how many times we can say no this week. Let's have a contest.
I'll win.
He will win. Yeah, for sure.
I will lose, but I want to try to win.
I would love to really push you just for today.
Yeah.
See what you can do. There's got to be a couple things in the next few days of your week that you look at your schedule and that you can absolutely delegate to somebody who will do a better job, just try once. Just look at your
You know
schedule.
what? I just said no to golf on Sunday because I said yes to the Rotary Poker Tournament.
That's it.
So that's a balance. Like, I'd rather go play golf probably because I love golf because I suck at poker, but gotta go support a good guy. I did want to give you a shout out. Thank you for sponsoring the Phoenix Children's The Wicked event.
Love it. Listen,
He donated. I called him and said, "Hey, we're looking for green jewelry.
Oh,
I don't know what green jewelry is, but we're doing a big Wicked
Emerald?
too." Well, I don't know that. I'm not Emerald City.
Yeah, he goes something green.
I'm like, "Can I put you in touch with?"
Yeah.
Was it Jessica at Harkins?
Yeah.
She used to be here's a small world is. She's on the board with me at Phoenix Children's. She used to be the marketing girl 20 years ago for the outlets.
Really?
She was at the outlets, and
So small.
when she saw it, she's like, I know Eric. Like I could hear someone saying, I know Eric behind me, and I turn around, it's her. And anyways, now she's this marketing director at Harkins.
Yeah.
And phenomenal human
Big
being.
deal,
but
great person.
Great person.
awesome.
And when she said, we need some green jewelry, I thought of you in the meeting, and I'm like,
Yeah, we were able
I
to
got the
round up
perfect guy.
some wicked roses. Actually, they were gold dipped roses with a wicked theme. They were all packaged nicely and whatnot from Steven Singer Jewelry, who sells the most gold dipped roses, I believe, in the country. The guy is phenomenal, and he's just a marketing genius. But yeah, Phoenix Children's, I mean, what an amazing organization. It tugs on your heartstrings. You know, we try to go to the Ignite
Hope, yeah.
Ignite Hope during when is that? December, I believe it is, every
Mm-hmm.
year. And when you're down there with your candles and you look up and you realize there's children and families in that building right now looking down at you, and they don't have the opportunity to leave. They're there and they're going through something. And you can share that with your kids so they can see that. You build empathy. And I feel like I have a very high level of empathy for a lot of things, and it makes you more socially aware. Someone could be going through something if they treat you like crap, you know, at the shop, or you know, they don't answer a text or whatever it is. They're going through something or not, you know, but really gives you perspective that what Phoenix Children's Hospital does, and that's just, you know, I'm blessed. We've got happy and healthy kids and a healthy family, and you want to support those that are going through it. You know, as much as you can. And I know you're a huge, huge cheerleader for that organization and have been for a long time.
yeah, I don't think there's a better cause on the planet, obviously.
Yeah.
Because kids don't have, I say this all the time, kids don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these little guys did not have a choice.
Yeah.
A lot of other people, a lot of other charities, people had a choice. So that's where my heart is.
You got
But
a
yes,
big
but
heart.
thank you
You got a big heart.
for supporting
Yeah.
it.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for bringing it to my attention that
It was pretty
We
cool
could
that
do
I could
something.
connect it
That's
all.
really
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah, I
unique.
love
That
it.
was awesome. We're gonna do another movie next year. We just don't know
Yeah.
because Wicked's over.
Yeah.
But
They'll
you
find
know,
something good.
Yep.
Yes, something. Oh, do you see how he played that? Because that was do Wicked for what was it? Good Wicked for good.
Yeah.
He played right
I
into
did that on purpose.
He's a girl dad.
Great job.
I am a girl dad. We watched the Taylor Swift movie. That's how good of a girl dad I
Eras
am.
tour
Yeah,
one?
what was it, 4 hours?
Yeah.
Or
That
something?
is a good dad. All right, we should probably end the show on that
Let's
one.
End,
huh?
let's
Jeez.
end it, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're going down this road. All right. Well, thank you very much for
Thank you,
coming on.
Scott.
Thank you all. Everything
you
you
for
do for
having me.
Anthem. Thank you for everything you do for the chamber, for the PBA, for her.
Yep.
She needs you. We need you. So,
Love you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
all right. Go
Thank
have a
Say
great
no.
week. Say no
Just
more
say
often.
no.
Kick
Say
it in
no.
the teeth and say no.
That's right.